So, on the count of three, here we go.
They used to call me
Easy D, Easy D, Easy D. And this is 5 easy questions. 5 easy questions.
It's showtime. I'm showtime all the way, baby. Turn the switch on.
They used to call me Easy D, Easy D, Easy D, Easy D. They used to call me Easy D, Easy D, Easy D, Easy D.
This is Danny, Easy D Dorman, 5 easy questions. And today's guest is an artist I thought I knew. And then going into my prep for this show, I realized I don't know this cat at all. I'm getting ready to chop it up with one of the first generation of New York hip hop rap artists. And there's a distinction to me. An artist that can tell you the evolution of rap and hip hop from the trenches. And I'm blessed to chop it up with him today. Ladies and gentlemen, MC Shan.
Appreciate you.
I'm sorry for the cough, but I'm choking on my own words.
You over there coughing. It ain't like you sitting next to me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Otherwise, you'd be wearing a mask, Playboy.
Right.
Oh, man. Well, you know, before we even get into it, that's why I asked if you had time, because my shtick is usually just 5 questions. But, dude, you have so much history behind you. I need to do a part 1, part 2 up in this piece. Otherwise, I blow my shtick.
Whatever you want to do, brother. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, man. All right. Well,
My time is yours.
We're going to do a 2-parter then. My first full 2-parter, man. I mean, yeah, dude, somebody mentioned in one of actually, it was someone who was doing a documentary about you. That's what I was watching. And he spoke about a legend. And you can't be legendary in the moment. You can only become a legend over time when people, see.
Certify you to that.
Exactly. And
you can't just come out and say, I'm a legend.
Exactly.
Or I'm great. People have to actually give you that accolade.
Exactly. And let me tell you, brother, from what I was seeing, it's well deserved, to say the very least. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Man, but all right, I'm going to go into my first set of 5, and then I got one that actually came from the conversation this dude had, documentary. I call it what you will. So my first question. I'm sorry?
Who's doing a documentary on me?
Well, it wasn't a documentary. I got to actually look the cat up now.
Jaquan?
It was, hold on, because I didn't. The Foundation. It was a YouTube
that's
channel.
Jaquan.
Yeah,
that's Jaquan.
Yeah, okay.
That's my brother.
Oh, okay. I mean, but
I can tell you one thing about Jaquan. Jaquan, before he did that foundation thing with me, all I can say is he's the first person that never spoke to me about any of my history.
We had a conversation. I had interviewed you by phone probably 15 years ago, but a lot has happened since then. So I want to, like I said, it's an honor to actually be able to chop it up with you virtually right now.
And got 99% of it right without even, which means that he dug in and did his research, that when I sat there and I watched the whole 44 minutes of it or whatever it is, I'm like, wow, I was in awe.
I had to rephrase all of my questions, man, because I'm sitting there listening to this cat, and then I listened to the Vlad interview you had done, and the thing that was kept going into my mind was, man, I don't know if I'm up to this. And dude, I've interviewed all kinds of people in my life, and I'm up here listening to this and looking and saying, I don't know if I'm up to this. I'm going to give it a try, dude.
Why?
You'll see when we get into the questions. I mean,
okay.
when I said in the trenches, see, in this, I'm jumping all over the place. All right. When I was a member of the Pros DJ pool back in the 80s, we didn't know we were making history, breaking artists, right? We were just a bunch of DJs who wanted free records. All right. The Pros DJ pool and other pools, we were the Pandora. We were the iTunes. We were the Napsters.
Y'all were everything. Y'all were everything, because if not for y'all going to those record companies, getting them free test presses, we wouldn't be who we are. It was
Absolutely.
like people don't. Well, a lot of people nowadays, it's not about the DJ anymore, but the DJ was the driving force in this hip hop game. If the DJ didn't like you and the DJ didn't play your music, that was it.
Exactly, man.
My son's phone real quick. He over there watching Cocomelon.
Okay, go ahead.
See, I got kids that like to come in the middle of my videos. They like to be seen too.
Man, you know, it's a family affair. I ain't tripping. They can come in and say hello.
That's how I do it, though.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a whole different set of 5 easy questions because my son, he's in the business, right? And he was on Sway. Now I'm having my interview with you, but he was on Sway, and Sway knew about, I mean, we broke Sway. And so Sway's talking about me and you know, telling him my history.
His father played an integral part of my development in my career. I'm forever thankful and grateful for your dad, Enrico Casanova.
My son, he was always, you know, he always heard it from me, and he's like, well, Dad, you're just dad, right?
That's dad. But when he heard it from Sway, it gave him a whole new light. He had to come home and pat you on the back and be like, yo, Dad.
Well, I don't know about all that, brother, but yeah, but my point is, that's why I was saying, man, you know, if you want family to come in so that they hear from somebody else, brother, it's all good. But well, here's what I was when I was talking about the pros and talking about how we didn't know we were making history until 25, 30 years later. You, Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Shantae. I'm going to go over the wide breadth of folks that were in the, Big Daddy came like 88, 89, but in 84, 85.
It was me, Shantae, Rakim, Biz Markie, and a little tail end. You know,
right.
there was Jazzy Jeff, the Fresh Prince, and them around that time. There was MC Light. There was Milk and Gears. The first ushers in of what is to be hip hop. You know, and we can't even really claim that, because there's what those forefathers before us, like Grandmaster Cass, Kumo D, and Melly Mel and those cats, but they were more they started this scene in the clubs. We took it from there to bring it to wax. Like people always say, yo, Shan, you and Chris got the first battle. No, we don't. We had the first battle on wax. But those battles that was what hip hop was all about. Oratorial gladiatorship. We were oratorial gladiators, you know what I mean?
Right.
We swung our sword with a microphone.
Exactly. Oh, and for those who don't know, when you say Chris, you talk about KRS-One.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the whole thing. You know these cats on a first name basis. So,
right.
I mean, as do I, but for those watching, they'll be sitting there saying, who's Chris?
Chris.
Like, yeah, you know, that cat. That's
who's supposed to knock me out position? Chris?
Who's supposed to knock me out position? Chris?
And that's what was so great about it, that battle transcended to television. They gave us a Sprite commercial over that.
Exactly, man. And this is why when I talk about you, especially, well, particularly you, because I'm talking to you, being that that gold and silver type of transition of rap, and borderline on the hip hop side, but I say more on the rap side because you really weren't into the other pillars that make hip hop. You and the DJ were all about the music. And but that's why, like you were saying, you had a Pepsi commercial. You helped elevate this thing out of New York. Yeah,
I helped pioneer this.
Exactly. I mean, you know, here's how I look at it. You're the foundation. You know, you and the cats I mentioned and a few others. You have Grandmaster Flash, Cool Herc. That's the dirt that the foundation is laid upon. but you guys are the foundation. You're that cement that
We built the house.
exactly.
We built the house that hip hop live in. They laid the foundation, but we built the house.
Exactly.
The ground was sturdy. They made sure the ground was sturdy for us to build a stable house on.
Exactly.
And I commend them for that, because I wouldn't be living right now if they didn't build that foundation for me.
Well, and here's the whole thing. I won't even say this generation, because that's a whole different animal, but the generation after you, the Eazy-E's, the Biggies, the Tupacs. I mean, even on the New Jack side of things, where they took it to that level, they acknowledged, right, for the most part. But then the generation after that and the generation after that, they seem to forget they're in this great house, and they may be building a nice room, but you guys built the house. And
right, and they act like we don't got any kind of ownership in it.
Exactly. And the thing is, you got receipts, you got the deed. It's like, come on now. But that's why I'm doing this, right?
But see, you know what? I don't even sit back and ask for those accolades. I constantly keep myself relevant, doing something, whether it's interviews, speaking, or something like that. Because a person that's in my age group and doing the music, you can't expect these young cats to go out and check your history. Right now on my Instagram, I've got a lot of young cats that deal with me not because of my music. They deal with Shan because of who Shan is. Shan will get on Instagram and give them knowledge about this music industry, the things that other artists are not talking about. And so I got a lot of nephews and nieces out there right now, because all they be on my Instagram, yo, Unc, and I love it. Exactly. It's just that, and now I'm not looking to go back and say, well, check out my music. They find that on their own. Once I pull them in because of the rhetoric that I speak, and then they find out, oh, this guy was what? They go do their own research and then come back to me and say, yo, I didn't know that was you. And it just makes me feel good, because I done transcended time.
Right.
And it's not about my music right now that keeps me relevant.
It's the knowledge, it's the history behind that music. And this actually is going to lead into, it's like we had pre-planned these questions, because you're leading me into the one I had a little bit later down the road. But Rakim wrote his book, Mac Mall wrote his. There are a few other cats that have written about their story. Why haven't you? Or have
you? Who do you know read nowadays? Who do you know likes to read? I'd rather do it visually. See, visually is the new thing. I'm not going to sit and take my time and sketch out a book, and nobody's going to read it, or they're going to listen to the audio book. I gotta read the audio book. I'm not doing that. Take this video. Take this video. Let's make a Shan movie like they did the Salt and Pepper movie, but mine is going to be real, because I'm going to mention everybody. I'm not going to leave people out that I don't like.
They used to call me Easy D.